It's often stated, some say erroneously, orange is the last colour to remain visible while diving, based on tests undertaken when designing the Doxa Sub 300 in the 1960s, explaining the popularity of its choice in dive watches. And of course Doxa is synonymous with orange, this Sub 1500T being more orange than an orange. Second to the Doxa's vibrant colouring is its shape. Iconic is a term espoused with gay abandon in watch circles. However, the Sub 1500T's cushion case actually merits the term, its form instantly recognisable. Characteristic number 3 is size. Subtle, this Doxa is not, weighing in at 176 grams, with a skyscraper-esque 16.4mm height. I've seen smaller jockeys. Maybe. Completing the dimensions I measure, a 45mm diameter, lug width of 21mm, and a manageable 46mm lug-to-lug length. Brushed sloping upper halves meet polished edges, flowing into polished undersides. The crown side possesses a crown cutout rather than crown guards, leaving sufficient protuberance to manipulate the crown, which is signed with Doxa's orange fish insignia. The opposite side houses a discrete helium escape valve, the design of which, if adopted by Omega for their Seamaster Pro 300s, would please many. A soup bowl shaped caseback, providing a small wrist contact surface area, adds to the watch's height, giving the appearance from some angles the watch is perching on the wrist, reinforcing what a large piece this is, inducing Tarquin to state, "This is a real man's watch, not for the skinny-wristed, bed-wetting idiot moon landing believers. No art gallery ponces like you idiot." The watch also sports real man's hands, none of your spindly nonsense or, God forbid, dreadful Dauphine hands here. An imposing gatepost minute hand, which could probably deputise for a real gatepost, is teamed with a pared down gatepost hour hand and a square lollipop second hand. The black and white loom finish contrasting nicely with the orange dial. Continuing the theme, printed white and black sandwich indices confidently mark their territory, the indices resembling the arms of the Balkan crews, the black and white cross utilised by German military forces in the first half of the 20th century, only inversed. A truncated crosshair adds dial interest, but the diagonally opposed text disrupts the dial's flow, despite it being a Doxa design cue. Date windows are much favoured by this art gallery ponce, especially white, with the clamour by some for date windows to match the dial or be absent completely a constant bafflement to me. The loom emits a pleasant green tone, but it won't distract low-flying aircraft. Above the dial sits a thick, slightly domed sapphire crystal, which viewed offset produces pleasing distortions and an almost liquid appearance, the thickness contributing to the 1500 metres depth rating. Two printed bezel rings, the outer polished, the inner brushed, provide dive time and decompression guidance, I think. The inner ring marginally overhangs the dial, obscuring the dial perimeter depending on the angle viewed. The stoutly serrated bezel edge is easy to grip and rotate, though the 120 click action feels hollow. Securing the watch to one's wrist is a chunky rubber strap, nicely shaped and shouldered at the lug ends, a raised centre banishing thoughts of blandness. Sizing entails cutting the strap to the correct length and populating the preformed holes with spring bars to attach the clasp. This results in a clean connection and absence of strap tail. The clasp offers on-the-fly adjustment, providing a certain leeway if the strap is undercut. But when extended, the adjustment feels rickety and less than premium. The trigger-release milled clasp closes with a reassuring clunk and is stylishly detailed with Doxa and fish insignias. Now, if you need any confirmation, watch manufacturers are gouging their customers. A replacement rubber strap with clasp is £440. Deary me, the watch industry has no shame. An ETA 2892-2 movement powers the watch, beating at 4 Hz, resulting in a 42 hours power reserve and a smooth second-hand sweep. The movement is described as ultra-thin, which one may find at odds with such a thick watch. But perhaps the extreme water-resistant construction only leaves space for a thin movement. Accuracy-wise, the watch returned a reading, dial up, of plus 15 seconds a day and a 0.2 millisecond beat error, falling within the plus or minus 20 seconds a day stated tolerance. Head on, the watch belies its size, but when viewed from angles, the proportions become apparent, reinforcing this is a watch for those with big wrists and sufficient personality to handle the vibrant orange colouring. At time of writing, the 1500T retails for £2,350 on a rubber strap and £2,390 on a beads of rice bracelet.